be entirely honest, I do not want to make a video today. Um, but I committed to doing this, and honestly, even though I don't particularly want to do it, I do think it's important to have the record. And that's, again, in essence, the whole reason I've been making these video diaries is to have a record of all parts of the transition. Now, you might notice, unlike the past, really, I think, 5 months, I am not wearing makeup today. Um, and there's a reason for that, which I'll get to. But, right, just like last month, and as with pretty much every other trans person I've seen going through the process, uh, changes have slowed down. And that's to be expected, right? There aren't all of like the big new changes, at least the initial stages of them happen at the beginning. Um, and the sort of larger results take a longer time to get here. So there is a lot of just kind of waiting around, which that was true last month. It's still true this month. The two things I do want to talk about. So first, the reason I'm not wearing makeup is I have been trying to focus quite a bit on skincare because I am, at this point now, 46 years old. My skin is not what it used to be, and I did not take very good care of it for a very long time. I did, in addition to my skincare routine, I did start microneedling treatment this past week. My face is just sort of healed from that, so we won't really see any results from it at this point. Probably not for another couple of weeks, at least. I don't know. So the interesting thing about all of that, though, is I think the way all of this kind of changes perspectives. And the big thing I'm not sure about is I'm not sure how much of my perspective shift on my appearance is due to gender biases, right? The way we look at men and women different, the way we expect essentially like different levels of smoothness and just skin quality from women than we do from men, for a lot of reasons. And how much of it was just because, as I mentioned in previous videos, my mental health was not great. I did not like myself very much, and that leads you to neglect any kind of personal care at all. So I'm not really sure which of those it is, but it's interesting to me that before all of this, sort of before even going into it, I was like, oh, I look fine for like 45, you know? And like, I mean, I probably did. I looked all right for my age. Um, but the more I've started looking into it and the more I've been paying attention to it, the more I'm like, oh no. Oh no, like the more things that you find to be unhappy with. And some of that may just be a result of looking. I mean, it's an interesting question overall, right? Because I think one of the big reasons I did not want to wear makeup today is because I want to have this to both compare to my earlier videos from when I first began my transition before I learned how to put on makeup. And I want to compare it to where things go going forward to see how the microneedling treatment works, how the rest of my skincare routine works. Right, I want to have a sort of baseline to compare against. I am curious because I think I'm more critical of my skin and my appearance now than I was 6 months ago. But I suspect if I compare this video to like October's or something, I suspect my skin actually looks a lot better, which it's strange the way any of this and the way that we think of ourselves can affect our perspectives in that way. Um, so yeah, everything is so much about waiting at this point. I did get some new clothes that I'm very happy with, that I'm very excited about, but I am, of course, waiting for my hair transplant to grow in. That's going to take months or probably a year at least before it's at a length where I want it. Um, it is going really well though, right? I talked to the doctor the other day, so that's apparently growing really well, which is nice. It's going to take a while for the skincare to really do its job. Um, Hormones, right? This has been an interesting thing. I guess you can actually see it on camera. Didn't realize that. Uh, yeah, my chest has obviously grown. Hopefully it's not done, but it's also at this odd point where it's very visible no matter what I wear at this point, um, which has made things slightly uncomfortable here and there, but not a huge deal really. But yeah, so the odd thing about all of this is that put all together, all of this stuff, like if it all goes how I want it to, if my hair grows in the way I want it to, if my chest develops the way I want it to, and everything else, um, the laser removal is working. There's obviously a lot less of it, I'm sure. Again, if I compare this back to the September or August videos, it's still visible, but it's very, very minimal. Um, Everything just feels so in progress. And it is, right? I'm at 8 months and I started very, very late. And it gives you this odd feeling, or me at least, right? Of being sort of unfinished, right? Like I don't have the same, I can't really, even if I wanted to, which I do not, absolutely, but like I can't even really pretend to be the old me anymore. Not really. Like I just present very differently in a number of ways, but I'm also not like complete yet. So it's just very odd feeling like some parts of me are going away, some parts of me are still being constructed. I feel sort of half finished, and it does make it very difficult to be patient. Um, but right, as so many other people say, right, just have to trust the process, right? I imagine honestly, like if I had been thinking about it, or if most people had been thinking about it in adolescence, I imagine at 15, I mean, obviously my experience of adolescence would be very different from a lot of people's, but I think, you know, we all get at that age is sort of impatient for certain things to develop the way we want them to. It's just odd to be going through this at 46. um, but yeah. Oh, last thing. Forgot to mention earlier. Um, so I mentioned, or I think I mentioned, if I didn't, I'm mentioning it now. I lost a lot of weight very early during HRT. I dropped down to about like 70, 71 kilograms from nearly 80. Uh, Most of that weight has come back, but the interesting thing is that all of the new clothes I have still fit the same. So I don't know where it is. I mean, some of it's here, obviously, but like this is not this is not like 7 kilos, right? Like it's a little unnerving, to be honest. I'm not sure where the extra weight is, but um, anyway, yeah, that's really the update for this month. I'm excited to see how the skin treatment works, and I am excited for things to feel a little bit more complete uh, going forward. I did get maybe next time I'll actually like show off some of the clothes that I got. I am not particularly dressed at the moment, obviously. Uh, because I did get some new boots. I do have like some more actual complete outfits in a way I don't feel like I did before. So that's exciting. Things are progressing. I am much, much more busy with work, so I just have less time in general. And I'm hoping that just trusting the process is enough. Just a lot of waiting at this point. So, at any rate, if you made it this far, uh, thank you for coming with me on this very interesting journey. And I hope this is helpful or encouraging, or at least if you're going through something similar or did, then you can commiserate a bit. At any rate, thank you everyone, and take care. I'll see you next month.